assisted dying will become the law of the land in the United Kingdom. That is a huge moment. That assisted dying bill has passed quite close, 314 to 291. I think you can probably call that a knife edge. Not many votes in between. It'll be interesting to see the breakdown of who switched to which side. People who hadn't voted in previous votes on this issue.
Hey guys, how you doing today? Welcome back to the channel. The reason I'm making this video is because they just passed a bill that help people with assisted dying. So I know a lot of people have different religious beliefs, but we're just going to dive into the people who actually are going through pain and suffering versus us just giving our opinion about what we think is right or wrong.
Hello there, I'm Shuli Ghosh. Today we're focusing on the emotive and sensitive subject of death. In this case, whether there are any circumstances under which a person can be helped to end their own life, or if someone can end it for them. It's an argument playing out in many countries around the world with equally strong views in favour and against. We'll be having that discussion in just a moment. First, Daniel Lack reports from Montreal in the Canadian province of Quebec, where a bill allowing medical assistance to die has taken another step towards becoming law.
I'm not afraid of dying. I could make that decision tomorrow.
One of his country's top microbiologists, Donald Lowe, died 8 days after this video was shot last September. It's a remarkable plea to allow terminally ill people like him to choose whether to ask their doctors to help them kill themselves.
In Canada, it's illegal, and it'll be a long time before we mature to a level where we accept dying with dignity.
His wife, Maureen Taylor, was with him when he died.
If you're in that situation, you should be allowed to die a peaceful death of your own time and choosing. And we very much believe that you should be well enough to do this on your own.
So euthanasia is illegal in Canada, but here in Quebec, they're trying to change that with a new bill that allows some terminally ill people to choose to end their own lives. The Dying with Dignity bill was introduced with cross-party support in Quebec's National Assembly. The minister behind it has spent years campaigning for such a law.
I felt it was our responsibility to attack this issue, to really look at all that was involved at the end of life. Of course, concerning possible medical aid in dying, but also concerning the best palliative, the best health care you can provide to people at the end of their life.
Polls show 3/4 of Quebecers favor the bill. A smaller majority of doctors also agree with its premise that prolonged suffering at the end of a patient's life should not be the only option before them.
I always question the fact that as doctor, we have a lot of power in our technology and all that, and we bring people to a certain point. And then after that, when we don't have anything to do,
terminally ill adults in England and Wales choosing when and how to die may soon be a legal option. On Friday, UK lawmakers took a big step forward, voting to advance a bill that would allow assisted dying, but it comes with rules.
It is not often we are asked to wrestle with issues of morality, ethics, and humanity.
The bill passed the House of Commons 314 to 291. It would let adults who are terminally ill, mentally competent, and have lived locally for at least a year ask for medical help to end their lives if death is expected within 6 months. Supporters say this is something the public is advocating for, a sentiment on display as hundreds gathered in the Palace of Westminster in anticipation of the vote.
That has one simple thread running through it: the need to correct the profound injustices of the status quo and to offer a compassionate and safe choice to terminally ill people who want to make it.
Dignity in Dying celebrated the vote as a landmark for choice and pointed to polls showing strong public support. The process is guarded. 2 doctors must sign off, patients get a reflection period, and a new commissioner will oversee the entire process. If approved, the doctor hands the medication to the patient in person, making it clear they can change their mind. The patient must take the final step themselves, with the doctor close by if help is needed. According to the bill's language, no one is forced to take part, and doctors who help in good faith are legally protected. The bill has been debated since it was introduced last November, with hundreds of experts weighing in.
Why are the vast majority of palliative care doctors, geriatricians and groups representing people with disabilities, eating disorders and domestic violence all in opposition, not to this principle, but to this bill?
A group of over 5,300 healthcare workers, known as Our Duty of Care, warn this could pressure vulnerable people to choose death. They want better palliative care and mental health support instead. Key medical organizations have voiced concerns about the risk to vulnerable patients.
Hey guys, so that's the take on it. I hope you enjoyed these clips that we enjoyed watching today. But yo, man, there's people out here that's just taking advantage of people who are sick, but there's people out here who's also dying. And honestly, dying is different. And until you experience that shit, you shouldn't really be judging people on how they want to go out. It's a crazy thing. Thanks for watching.